Welcome to this trip report on our first time flying with Bulgaria Air on board FB462 to Sofia. In the past, Bulgaria Air has received reviews that are, let's say, not very generous, criticizing the airline. However, they now have brand new Airbus A220s, and I'm looking forward to trying out the airline for myself, because some people have said the airline has had a complete overhaul. Let's find out. So we need to go to B2 or in D. Presumably it is this way. So now we are heading to gate B2. Nice kind of sensorial marketing here. So basically leaves. And B2 shouldn't be too far. Our plane's already landed, so it's an Airbus A220-300 LZ-PAR. So Bulgaria Air has named their aircraft IDs based off cities, so PAR obviously being Paris. So it's a 1 hour and 50 minute turn, which is quite long, but it's a state carrier, and efficiency is not always a priority. There's also a free 3-course meal included, so looking forward to trying this out.
We did our own too.
I know there's some videos that have kind of given Bulgaria Air a bad review, although that was kind of 2 or 3 years ago, and that was also before they had a fleet renewal. So before they were using, I think it's ABC, they were using basically, I think it was some sort of Airbus A320 aircraft and Embraers. Now they bought 4 brand new Airbus A220s. I think 3 of them are 300 variants, and then there's one 100 variant. And today we're flying on a 320-300. It's 1 year old from 2023. Take a look at this. We'll be flying back from here next week, so yeah, our boarding should be starting soon enough. So of course it's 10:15. At the moment it's just before 9, and then obviously gate closes about 9:45. Plane's already landed on time, should be an on-time flight. Thankfully we weren't flying yesterday, seeing that they had some sort of lease aircraft in A319. I was mad late, like over 12 hours. Luckily that wasn't us. So now we need to get to... Am I going the right way? Need to go to B gates. Need to make sure they're heading the right way, otherwise we are in slight trouble. I don't think we're heading the right way. All of the gates this way as well, so that's grand. I don't know why it says A gate and then all of the gates. So I think it's A to F. Obviously it should be C then B. It's quite busy. It's good Friday. I got a notification from KLM saying that if you're travelling during 18th of April to 5th of May, that's the Dutch holiday season, so it'll be quite packed. And KLM also sent us a message yesterday, both on my mobile phone number and on the app, that the flight is full and to check in the bag for free. They didn't say like you had to. It's a bit vague. I looked it up online. Basically people said just ignore it, and I did, and luckily you didn't have to check the bag in when it comes to coach cars. Yeah, so that was a bit confusing. So the passport control is there. Obviously, we don't need to go to passport control. We need to go to gate B2, which is this way. And so this is Amsterdam Schiphol. As you can see, fairly renovated. This part, they always have the duty-free section renovated and the commercial section where the airports make their money. I mean, Schiphol is a major hub. It's in the top 10 airports by capacity, which basically means by seats or passengers that fly through. Well, I think also it's in the top 10 for passengers as well. So as you can see, it is massive as a hub. Don't know if we have too much time for shopping, but I think, to be honest, it's more of a thing for the way back, because I have a 3 hour layover when I'm coming back. At the moment I have a 1 hour layover, and there's no point. I can just buy on the way back. So I'll take a note of what I see, if there's anything of note to kind of visit on the way back. I learned a Dutch word today. Excuse me. Just by listening to someone else say it. Okay. One thing I dislike about Challenge Airport is how inefficient most passengers are. Today, when I was going to Dublin on the first flight, I ended up in the bloody lane where they're passing through the PRM passengers. PRM passengers being reduced mobility, basically ones that require additional assistance. So basically that meant that, like, because we're sharing the same security belt, there's a constant flow of premium passengers just slowing down that lane for like everyone else passengers. So even though it's like barely ending the queue, it took like 20 minutes to get through there. So yeah, don't go through lane 5 if you're trying to Dublin Airport. It'll be much slower because it's basically sharing lanes, which I personally don't think makes too much sense, but it might change. I've just been a one-off. I was going anyway. Obviously we had enough time for our flight. It's S2H. I've gone the wrong way. It's this way. So, and the usual airport heating at the max. We're looking forward to trying this Bulgaria Air. It's generally quite expensive if you buy them individually tickets, but if you buy connecting flights it works out cheaper, so actually it's a good way to get a try with KLM and Bulgaria Air. I was quite impressed with KLM, banana bread was nice. Your choice of like apple juice, Coca-Cola, water or coffee. And Bulgaria Air, it's a legendary course meal. If you want to check, it's basically a starter, a sandwich, a chocolate bar and a drink, which is decent considering its economy, although when you consider a sandwich chocolate bar like a very fancy like meal, of course. But like, look, I guess in name it could be 3 course. What is this bloody gate be? So we're going to be 2 hours, saying it's 6 minutes away from over there. I had to go to passport control, which is interesting because I think Bulgaria is in Schengen, but I think the issue is that obviously Ireland isn't. I think that was maybe why. Which is a seamless connection, and I think when I get to the gate, it might even be boarding. So, yeah, as you can see, all this part of the terminal is renovated, and we're sitting in 17A today. The operations for Amsterdam, there's loads of runways and different emerging preferred operations. They have like 5 or 6 runways. I imagine, based off how we landed, it'd either be a northern, but most likely an easterly departure. Which means we should get good views of Amsterdam because we have the sea to the left, and if you depart easterly, the airport's in the south. That gives us nice views of Amsterdam, hopefully. And Bulgaria is usually a westerly push. Well, I'm hoping for an easterly one. That way you fly over straight over the city centre and get some nice views. I love views of the city. So let's go straight down. And yeah, we've been walking for 20 minutes. I have my watch there, the smartwatch, but I don't have it connected with the Bluetooth because I don't waste too much battery. I need to keep it for recording. I have this really annoying thing I got on my phone that's like, you know, those holders that kind of like elapse if you click them. Really annoying because it keeps like opening and it's just a pain to close again. Here's some planes tonight. So there's a lineup of the 737-800s that KLM has, some foreign aircraft there, Swiss Air and a Lufthansa plane. The British Airways planes, I presume, gates B out to the right. There's some DHL freighters further down, and what looks like a 777. Yep, a 777, KLM 777. That's in there. We saw the fleet there. If you watched the previous video, which is Dublin to KLM, the KL1134 triple port, you'll see we showcased their magazine and showed what fleets they have. So the wide bodies consist of 330-300s, 777s, and 787s. I think that's an A318 there, an Airbus A318. Put on the front salon, but there's Lufthansa with one as well. Little baby plane. There's our flight to Sofia at gate B2.
We firstly invite all business class passengers and passengers travelling with infants or young children to come forward for boarding at gate B2. All other passengers are kindly requested to remain seated for the moment. Please have your own boarding card and open passport ready for inspection. On behalf of Bulgaria Air, we wish you a pleasant flight.
Bulgaria координатор. Да, кстати, хорошо.
Просто да сложим тук. Имаме да го взема ли? Аз не знам да стигна до там. Нали знаеш как автобусите в летището, особено така? Това е ще го важно. Иначе, ако той не беше там, ще може и да се купи след. Защото тук така...
Сега се удари, вярвам, защото ще няма.
И е малко място да се удара.
They give us a free water as we board the plane. We are sitting in seat 17A, which only cost us €5 or 10 left. We are also provided with 2 free magazines, one which is Bloomberg and the other which is Bulgaria Air, with a lot of interesting stuff about Bulgarian and European economy. This is my first time on an Airbus A220 with a 3x2 layout and charging ports, as you can see here, with both USB-C and the other older generation USB. What's also interesting about this A220 is that the aisle is obviously not in the center with the 3-to-2 layout, and here you can see Bulgaria Air's routes with the co-chairs included. So as obviously with the co-chair agreements, that expands their network, and you can see all the different aircraft that Bulgaria Air has, included the brand new Airbus A220-300s with their embryos being leased to Air Serbia over the summer. There's an Airbus A319 from EasyJet.
Около 2 часа и 30 минути. Ако вашето място се намира долу или ниско, доверете се, че целият ви ръчен багаж е поставен в багажниците над вашето място. Преди излитане ви молим да закопчаете и затегнете добре предпазните си колани, да приберете сгъваемите масички, да изправите облегалките на креслата и да вдигнете сеници на иллюминаторите. Искаме да ви информираме, че пушенето на борда на самолета, включително и на електронни цигари, е строго забранено. От името на екипажа ни с командир Васил Герзил ви пожелаваме приятен и удобен полет. Благодаря. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you on board of this Airbus A220 of Bulgaria Air, a joint service Qatar Air with KLM and Air France following Sega flight number FB462 from Amsterdam to Sofia. Our estimated flight time will be about 2 hours and 30 minutes. If you're sitting next to emergency exit, please make sure that your entire luggage is stowed in the compartments above you. Before takeoff, you can request to fasten and tighten your seatbelt securely, to put the box for your seats and the folding tables in free upright position and to open the window shades. We would like to inform you that smoking on board electronic cigarettes are not permitted. On behalf of Captain Vasil Gerzil and his crew, we wish you a pleasant flight. Thank you.
Моля ви да проследите внимателно следващата демонстрация, която ще ви запознае с правилата за безопасност, разположението на аварийните изходи и аварийно оборудване на този самолет. Тази информация е важна за вашата безопасност, за това ви молим да гледате и слушате внимателно. Ladies and gentlemen, the following demonstration concerns your safety. As we are going to acquaint you with the safety features of this aircraft, will you please watch and listen attentively. Самолет Airbus 220 разполага с 6 аварийни изхода, 2 в предната част, 2 аварийни люка в областта на крилата и 2 в опашната му част. В случай на аварийно напускане използвате най-близкия до вашето място изход. Този самолет е снабден с аварийно осветление на пода и на тавана на пътническата кабина. В случай на аварийна ситуация, светлините вици на пода ще ви насочат към най-близкия до вашето място изход, обозначен с светлини знаци. The Airbus A220 has 6 emergency exits, 2 at the front, 2 over the wing, exits in the middle, and 2 more storage. Place your firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band on your head and just breathe. If you are traveling with a child or someone who needs assistance, put your mask first and don't hesitate them. Keep your mask on until a crew member advises you to remove it.
We are taking off from runway 36C, 36 Center, also known as Svanen Bergbanen.
Налага се да преминем през зона с езера турбуленция. Моля да останете по местата си с скочая предпазни колани. Използването на туалетните през този период не е разрешено. Благодаря. Ladies and gentlemen, we're expected to go through an area of strong air turbulence. Please keep your seats and your seatbelts fastened. The use of the outdoors during this time period is not permitted.
Turns out there's no starter, but there is a ham and cheese sandwich and a choice of soft drinks, including Fanta, juices, water, etc. They also give you a spoon, which I think is for the coffee, because the dessert's in chocolate, and a wet wipe and a tissue. There is the April edition of Bloomberg magazine with the title "What Game is Trump Playing?" A quick toilet tour, because apparently these are a thing in ship reports. Here is the dessert, a chocolate bar and a coffee or tea. That's what the chocolate bar looks like. Below is Schweinfurt, Germany. The window blinds here on the A220 are designed so they don't interfere with the window whatsoever, and it is one of the big selling points of the A220 is the fact that it has the biggest windows with the greatest view. Debersdorf, Germany. Medbach, Germany. A second table for a tablet or other kind of device, so you can watch movies more easily at eye level. Toiblitz, Germany. Turmansbach, Germany. The German-Austrian border at the Danube. back in Austria, just north of the Danube. Sofia, Bulgaria, coming in from the south of the capital with the airport in sight. We're going to be doing a 180-degree turn with a westerly approach onto 27.
Там ще правя започна готовка за кацане и след ако минуща каца на летище да приберете с главите масички и да изправите облегалки за креслата, да вдигнете сигнализаторите и да се уверите, че вашия багаж ще поставят под кресло пред вас или багаж си на местата ли. Държи багаж трябва да блокира варите изходи по пътеката и ходите пред двере. В случай на евакуация трябва да оставите цели страничен багаж. Инструкции за безопасност се мира в джоба кресло пред вас. Моля да се припомнят съдържанието преди кацане. Искаме да ви допълним, че използването на електронни устройства по време на кацане не е разрешено. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started our preparation landing. In about a few minutes, we're going to land at Vasilevsky Airport in Sofia. Please fasten and tighten your seatbelt securely, pull back your seats and hold the tables. In a prime position, open the window shades. Make sure that your entire luggage is stored to the seat in front of you or in the okay bins. Your carry luggage should not be stored in emergency luggage down and left to the seats. In the event of occasion, usually for your baggage. The safety instruction card is in the seat pocket in front of you. Please review its content again before landing. We want to remind you that all electronic devices must be switched off while landing. Thank you. по-рано току-що казахме на летище Васил Левски в София. Моля, останете седнали по местата си с копчаем предпазни колани до окончателно спира на самолета и до изгасване на светлин сигнал за коланите. Температурата на въздуха в София е 18 градуса по Целзий на 2 часа местно време. Моля ви да проверите дали сте взели цели си личен багаж и лични принадлежности при опускане на самолета. Внимайте при отварянето на багажниците. Всички електронни устройства трябва да останат в режим полет до окончателно спира на самолета. Екипажът с командира Васил Гризил ви благодаря, че избрахте авиакомпания България Air партньори за своето пътуване. Вярваме, че полетът беше приятен за вас и се надяваме да ви посреща отново на борда на нашите самолети. Благодаря, желая ви приятен ден. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed Vasilevsky Airport in Sofia. Please keep your seatbelts fastened until the complete stop of the aircraft and until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off. The outside temperature is supposed to be 18 degrees Celsius and our call time is 2 p.m. Please make sure that you have taken all your hand luggage and personal belongings with you when leaving the aircraft. Be careful when opening our cabins. All electronic devices shall remain in flight mode until the plane comes to a complete stop. The crew with Captain Vasil Girzil. Thank you for choosing Bulgaria Air and partners for your trip. We hope you have enjoyed the flight and we'll be glad to welcome you again on board of our aircraft soon. Thank you, wish you a nice day.
So, folks, so that, folks, concludes our trip on board FB462 from Amsterdam to Sofia. That was my first time flying on Bulgaria Air. I have to say I was very impressed. First time also on the Airbus A220-300, and I have to say it's definitely probably my favourite aircraft to fly on at the moment anyway. It's very comfortable, the seats are wider than what you'd find on your typical narrow body planes, the corridor is wider, the windows are bigger, and it's nice to actually get a nice view without having to kind of lean into the window. Also, the way the blinds are constructed is nice, so like it doesn't actually block the window, so you know, you'll see in the video when they edit it what I'm talking about. But basically there's a little flap above which it stays. The service, so it did say it was 3-course meal, there was no starter, and it wasn't a hot sandwich, but look, the sandwich was nice nonetheless. Usually don't be eating cheese, but that time I had it and it's quite good. They did 2 rounds of refreshments, so you got 2 rounds of Fanta, Cola, water, sparkling water, whatever you wanted. It's quite nice, and there was tea and coffee. So yeah, I have to say very impressed. Obviously coach sharing is something they're big. If you listen to the announcements, coach sharing is something they're building up, because they mentioned that, you know, obviously this is like Bulgaria Air, Qatar Airways and KLM coach share flight, and that, you know, they thank for choosing Bulgaria Air or coach share. So obviously coach share is a big part of their business. I myself come from a coach share, so I use KLM. If you buy a ticket individually, the expenses are insane, like it's €150 plus, whereas I think I spent like because it's 260. I spent 130 each way for 2 tickets. So yeah, obviously it's cheap with a coach share. Here is British Tram stop. This is quite a nice little scene. This is new. All this stuff. This is a very nice route. Goes through a forest. Tram line 10. And there also you have the national pass of culture. But yeah, overall quite impressed with Bulgaria Air, I have to say. They also had access to Bloomberg Bulgaria magazine. If you like economics, which I do, that is my kind of thing. Nice read there. So yeah, I have to say, very pleasant experience. Yeah, they also had their own magazine, which is very kind of like topical. Very good. The only thing is the website and the app is a bit crap, but look, we won't hold that against them. I didn't have to use their app, but yeah, their app's a bit outdated, like, so that could use some updating. But yeah, thanks for watching and bye for now.
Now on board a tram to Sofia Station Sever, which is for all northbound train, while there are renovations taking place in Sofia Central Station. And now we finish with a ride on the Bulgarian State Railways. You can see the absolute misery that some of the old shuttle trains are in, and also some of the new trains even. As always, we finish with the Flightradar24 replay, so you can see the route that we took. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment. Until next time.